Early scouting, losing a player, not ideal on Miramar. But sadly, it's the risky run. Team Seoul looking to put the pressure onto Box. This is a fight. The initiative is being taken by Team Seoul here, Blank. They are choosing this fight. They are making this one happen. Box Gaming looked like they were content to sit back a little bit. Maybe it's a strategy. Maybe it's aggression through passiveness, right? Allow them to move to you. Allow them to make those missteps.
Well, way back in the day, it was always very hard to break the Box formation. That was always the very, very difficult thing to get through. And right now, Box are happy to sit in this building. Now, back-to-back, just quickly going back to that last fight there between TJB as well as back-to-back. You know, they actually really struggled with this in the finals of spring 2022. Is that on our angle particularly, they would send one scout out and lose that scout very, very early on, dropping it down to 3 players. Already, this is becoming a problem here on Miramar. A lot of these other teams keeping it very, very tight, but Bensu finds one of the players trying to slip through the cracks, but that's not going to happen. The Box formation is tight.
It is absolutely on the ball. Really, really nice stuff there. Omega a little bit too far forwards. No backup really from Team Seoul on that angle, and a nice opening. And look, Box Gaming move forwards. They re-establish that perimeter. They reclaim this territory. There is a sideswipe potential for Team Seoul if they get that spot, but there's a backstab. Morpher here, over the hill, and it's just Frenzy for the time being, but he has reinforcements coming from the north. Break looking to put this fight into gear now as Team Seoul are on the back foot. Around the side, the reload needs to come through. A lot of damage to Bensu, but it's not enough to get the knock. Break, however, finds Goblin. Akshat now flagging for Team Seoul. 3 players alive for Box as they've lost 1.
It was actually Regans from the western side that took the knock onto Box, and this was the team that originally liked to play Picardo on that southern edge, and they've just taken a little bit of time and lost Leonis, sweep back up here, and ready to reclaim Picardo for their own, knowing that this was going to be a hotly contested spot, most likely 2 teams locked together, and now they're going to take advantage of this. Very good from Regans.
Seoul really suffering under this pressure from Box Gaming. 3 elimination points already found. Losing 1. You feel like you're going to take that for now. I feel like that might lay claim to Picardo for them in the future Miramars that we're going to see. If they're lucky, we'll see if Team Seoul want to try and vie for that again. But as you say, RSG, Morph, both moving in from both sides of Picardo. So daily missions to earn points for PMWI. Watch together once you get enough points accumulated. Tap on the rewards icon to claim the corresponding reward.
Well, that's GZ going down for Regans, but for that event you can participate solo or as a team. And remember, playing solo is absolutely okay, but teaming up could get some more rewards.
Certainly would make it easier, but we're going to be getting into this game. Losing a player early for RSG Sandhawk could be disastrous. For Regans Gaming, GZ, as you said, Blank, goes down, right? Sandhawk, the most important map to keep all 4 alive in terms of needing that firepower on your feet, right? You need to have it all up. You need to have that ready in your arsenal, but Lightning goes down as well. Team Seoul for India. Finding 2 so far. Goblin does get knocked in response. It's only him in that little outpost there, but there's 2 players for Regans Gaming. They're going to be slow just a little bit, but I don't think Goblin is long for this world. Will be taken down. Regans Gaming. Harry.
Regans obviously abandoning that bootcamp drop. Have to go somewhere else.
They will have to try and find something, make something of their position. In the meantime, we see TJB and Enigma Galaxy split apart just a little bit. Neither of those teams have lost players just yet, so they didn't really want that fight. I mean, TJB, if I'm not mistaken, also kind of
really fine. You get some more rewards if you team up anyway. You've got extra chances there. And for 2022 PMWI Gunskin and Outfit, there is a sale period on currently from the 4th of August through to the 13th, and that is 50% off PMWI packs. You get a set straight away and 5 chances to draw PMWI treasure chests.
And after that, you do miss that window, the 14th of August until the 15th of September, 16% off PMWI packs. You get 6 chances to draw PMWI treasure chests. Back into the game though, there's Stalwart coming up against Team Seoul, who did, as I say, have their backs to the quarry. And going to be looking to try and hold them off for the time being. A lot of damage sent. 1 res found. Omega spotted in the sideline. Stalwart still have all 4 there. Still have them all available. Omega stands up and gets rebuffed immediately. Hector eliminated, swept aside. Can Stalwart stay alive? They will have to try and survive just that little bit longer.
Unbelievable stuff.
Great. On the top of the table for most of the day, and they will end things out at the top.
Wow.
However, not by the lead that we maybe expected.
It is top 3, like being a pretty significant amount above the rest, right? Like it is going to be these guys you want to catch up to.
What did I say halfway through the day? I did think Stalwart was still going to take over. They're slightly shy of taking over, but that is testament to how much Vampire Esports came out and blasted from the word go. If that first game doesn't happen, then geez, where would they be here relative to Stalwart, who we had such high expectations for coming in? So it really speaks to how talented Vampire Esports is to hold #1.
I mean, to be fair, looking at this down the list, Max, one thing that stands out to me is like the diversity in regions. Obviously, we only have like one region, or one team per region, basically. But you look over towards Japan with Donuts, which is already like a standout to me. We haven't really seen Japan do well except Tell Bluebies. You look down lower, you have Vietnam with Box Gaming, you have Western Europe with TJB, you have Malaysia with 4 Rivals, you have Brazil with Vivo Keyed. You have a lot of these regions that not necessarily known for being heavy hitters coming into an event and being a heavy hitter.
I still truly believe that Vivo Key can be a dark horse of the tournament. I think this first day, as expected for a lot of these teams, it was going to be like a testing the waters kind of situation. They had some rough times, they had some good times at that, and I think that they could expect some way better day tomorrow, heading into day 3. Also, I think this first day, you're going to go back to the hotel, you're going to do that VOD review, and hopefully have a healthy breakfast the next day to get ready.
Well, I mean, the buffet we have at the hotel does have a plethora of things we can choose from for a healthy breakfast. Looking down the list, though, one thing that's going to stand out, currently 9th place, team from China, RSG. 25 elims, 11 placements. Now, Claris, you're talking about this earlier on. If you guys missed out, I want you to kind of refresh your minds of what you mentioned about China has probably the most different meta and playstyle than any other region out there.
Yes, because they're playing with different size lobbies, they're playing with different stipulations on their first and second phase eliminations.
Exactly.
And RSG is a team that I've studied quite extensively when it comes to coming into this tournament because the region is so prolific, is that they're looting quick, trash drop loot, get themselves an early fight. That then displaces some of that maybe disadvantage of maybe not getting some eliminations later because you're getting 2 points per elimination instead of 1. And then you're kind of effectively stealing away some of that loot from your opponents, and then you're set for the later game, right? For here, though, 25 eliminations is respectable, but placement points is an absolute disaster here for RSG. Yeah. This is not what we expect from, especially the Chinese representation, coming into day number 1. Let's see if they can adapt over the next 2 days, but it is a tough adaptation. It really is.
And I would love to see RSG make it to the after party because we've got some of Bruce came through, like first elimination, first squad, right? Like they were playing really well.
They're good at that first elimination.
Pretty good at it.
We can win a lot of money too.